This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
The almost stated, it's so obvious it seems like it's stated. But the almost stated objective of Fox News is to keep their aging, largely white audience captured by fear. And they do it a number of different ways. They do it about poverty. They do it about crime. They do it about CRT. They do it about just generally about race. They do it about LGBTQ issues. And the umbrella for much of this, is woke. Everything leads to woke. All roads are on a path with a collision course with woke. Everything that ails us in America can be ascribed to, can be blamed on woke. And, by extension, you should be so afraid of woke. You should be petrified by it. It is crumbling at the foundations of America. And this particular element of Fox News and their propaganda is no more well illustrated than this clip I'm getting ready to show you with Greg Gutfeld, failed comedian, failed magazine person who's involved with magazines, I guess. Wannabe funny guy. One of the co-hosts of The Five. And in this clip, they're talking about something that's close to me, having been diagnosed and cured of cancer last year. Talking about cancer. And they're playing a clip from the Tig Notaro podcast with Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul. And he had a heart episode where he collapsed and he had a health scare on set. And he's talking, I don't know the exact full context because I don't listen to that show and I didn't listen to this in preparation of this, the entire interview. But in this element of the interview, he's talking about it doesn't matter or it shouldn't matter what the politics of your doctor are if they're a good doctor and they understand what is at play with your health. And they throw it to Greg Gutfeld where he starts talking about, yeah, of course, this is obviously what we've been talking about forever, except for he goes to start railing about woke and how that will kill you because they're not going to tell you have cancer if you're white because black people have more prominent rates of certain cancers. It doesn't make any sense, but this is such a telling moment of just how much these people will tie themselves into knots in an effort to make their worldview work. Watch dumb Greg Gutfeld really step in it.
The first doctor was right. Mm-hmm. The cranky conservative Jack was right because he was a good doctor. Mm-hmm. His political point of view doesn't have anything to do with his ability to judge your health and your health choices and needs.
Greg, you have a strong opinion on this. I tell you, I think it's big of him to be able to say this. You think similarly or differently?
Duh. I mean, how stupid do you have to be to think any other than that? It is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I appreciate his honesty and newfound wisdom, but that's where we have been all along. I'll tell you one thing, though. Politics will matter if you have a woke doctor. Yep. Imagine having a woke doctor. Dr. Smith, why didn't you tell me I had prostate cancer 2 years ago? I could have been saved. Well, Tom, rates of cancer is higher among blacks, so the priority is equity. You have 6 months to live, but you can enjoy these precious last months with your family, knowing you contributed to an equitable society. Here's some do not resuscitate literature and a donation envelope for BLM.
Yeah. I differ there, but Dana, what is your, again, I think for him.
Make that make sense. First of all, the elevated intellect of Greg Gutfeld, duh, he says, duh. And then he states emphatically, how stupid do you have to be to believe anything different than that? And then goes and tries to convince the audience of something different than that. I had cancer last year. I was diagnosed just about 1 year ago, colon cancer. I underwent surgery. They removed about 35% of my colon, and I'm recovered. I'm cured. The doctor who precipitated tests was an Indian man. The doctor who discovered the cancer, a black woman. The doctor who was my surgeon and cured me in that way, an Asian woman. All liberals, I suspect. I talked to them a little bit about politics and my time with them. None of them said, oh, yeah, we have cancer, but we can't cure you because of some woke thing. Because that doesn't exist. A doctor's duty, the oath they take, is to do no harm. They are in a helping position, a helping profession, to heal. They're not going to let me die because of some other ethnicity or some group with a darker pigment to their skin, that they have higher rates of certain diseases than me or the group I currently am in. They're not going to let me die because of inclusivity or equity or inclusion or diversity or woke. But because of the stated objective of Fox News to sow fear and doubt and anger and resentment and division in their audience, they're going to go with that. No matter whether it makes sense or not, no matter whether they can make it make sense or not. In this case, it doesn't make any sense at all. Duh. But they're still going to run with it. They're bad for America. They know they're bad for America. As Rupert Murdoch said during the Dominion lawsuit in one of his depositions, this isn't about red or blue. This is about green. And that is what matters. So I hope you're having a good time cashing those checks, Greg Gutfeld. Hope it feels good because you are actively harming America and Americans. Not just with your terrible jokes, but with your all-out assault on logic and reason and diversity, equity, and inclusion. You're gross. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think out there. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you appreciate what I do and you want to help support my work, you can click the join button below. I don't have giant, bloated Fox News budgets. You can become a channel member on YouTube by clicking the join button below the video. You can hit the super thanks button, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can also follow me on social media. Tell me how wrong I am there. I am at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. At Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.